Assalamualaikum and hi. We are from Group 4. Before we start, let me introduce myself first. My name is Farah Nurdiana binti Muhammad Nazri. I'm as a candidate A and also group leader. And this is our group members.
My name is Juira Suryani binti Suzanne. I'm as a candidate B.
My name is Nushila binti Jamrisa. I'm as candidate C.
My name is Amatu Syada Safah binti Muhammad Syam. I'm as a candidate D.
Okay, good morning everyone. We are here to discuss the most important habit for students to perform well in their studies. In my opinion, good time management is a good habit of helping students to perform well in their studies. It is because this is the strategy to plan your time to control the amount of time you spend for a day more efficiently. Besides, when you manage to divide between time to study and leisure time, you actually manage your time very well. For example, if you manage your time properly, you do not have to worry about losing deadline because you have planned well and you will not forget about the work that needs to be done. Do you agree with me, candidate B?
That's right, candidate A. If you don't have a good habit of good time management as a student, we will not be able to complete the work on time. Well, for me, I think that being a diligent student also is a good habit of helping students to perform well in their studies. Conscientiousness is the most important if we as a student because it can help the student to be focused and also can get the key point or important information that we able to gain when lecturer teaching in class. In my opinion, this is an important skill to stay focused on academic achievement. Do you agree with me, candidate C?
I'm very sorry, candidate B. I disagree with you. Not every good habit like diligence is good for the student. I strongly believe that being motivated is a good habit of helping students to perform well in their study. Motivation is the key to a student become a success in their learning. Also, they need to have a positive attitude toward learning for a student to be motivated. For example, a lecturer needs to play their role as a teacher to encourage their student more self-confidence, self-esteem, and many things that can help the student become more motivated.
That's true to a certain extent, but if we want to be truly successful students, we must be well disciplined. Discipline is important for everyone because if a person does not practice discipline in themselves, it can affect their life as a student. For example, for students who are not disciplined with their time, this can cause them to fail in exam. We as a student need to know that each of the assignment has a deadline. If the student fails to meet the specific time, the lecturer will automatically fail the student result. In my opinion, discipline is very important to show good performance in studies, and to stay disciplined will encourage other students to be disciplined as well.
I think you are right. Discipline is one of the most important things for the student. Someone who has a strong goal is more focused and always does the assignment on time. But for someone who is undisciplined, we can conclude that person's attention at the task will be distracted by the environment. For instance, if the student tend to discipline every task that they do, this will help them to stay concentrated and becoming successful in the exam. In my opinion, good habits like discipline also help the student to maintain all the schedule that they had made and also prioritize their work very well.
I think that's true. Good behavior in students will be formed when they make discipline a habit in the daily life on students. For example, is when they discipline themselves by attending classes on time and always coming early before the lecturer comes to class. While for me, a student diligence can also help other students who are weak in some subjects. In my opinion, We can teach our friends who do not understand what they are learning in class. In addition, we can share our knowledge that we had learned in class because it also can help us in strengthening our memory.
It's quite clear about your point, Candidate B. I have to say that I agree with your opinion that being a diligent student among all students is a good habit too, because students like this can really help weak students in certain subjects and in the same time they can get excellent grade during class or exam. One more thing, as you say, by sharing the acknowledgement that we have learned and can help us recall what we have learned. And yes, it is very effective way to help students. Candidate A, do you agree with me?
That's absolutely true, Candidate C. I strongly agree that diligence is important for students to show good performance in their studies because it is one of those efforts to show us that you are very committed to doing something. And this can also encourage to follow this trait indirectly. In my opinion, diligence is one of the most important good habits in helping students who want excellent results in their exams. For example, we as a student should be diligent in ourselves as a preparation to develop skills while we work later.
You have made your view very clear. I also agree with your opinion of candidate A. Self-discipline is to manage the time we need to do for every day. For me, discipline can be related in education, which can cause students to perform well in their study. In my opinion, if they are always disciplined in using time, it can make this attitude can be emulated in the future and also can make them successful.
That's right. I agree with your point, Candidate D. As you had said earlier in your point that about discipline can help students to manage their time well. That's a good point if the student can manage their time wisely. That means the student already become a successful person in future because of their success to self-discipline themselves. But for me, being motivated student also a good habit too. This is because I strongly believe that if students become a motivated person, it is actually can help them from being depressed or feel not good enough. So to prevent that from happening, if there anyone of you agree with me,
Actually, I agree with you, candidate C. Being motivated is a good habit of helping students to perform well in their studies. For example, if we do not have motivation while in class, we are forced to face many challenges such as feeling sleepy, always give up, feeling lifeless, and so on. Being motivated can help a student not to give up, and also we can get rid of distraction such as television and handphone while studying. In my opinion, the key to getting motivated to study in is you know how to use your mind effectively. Do you agree, candidate A?
That's a good point, Candidate B. I agree with you. Being motivated, one of the good habits for students not to give up and remain positive in doing anything, and thus students can achieve success. But do you think good time management is important for a student? For instance, when it comes to studying, the student should organize a schedule or prepare timetable because it helps the student to find ways that they can stick to their studies very well. In my opinion, this is an important skill for a student to more productive and able to set a new goals.
I agree with you, candidate A. Good time management is a way to perform well in studies. If we have a good time management on our daily activities, it will go smoothly and not make students stressed. That is really important for the student not feel stressed because by manage the time we can make sure our physical and mental health is doing well. In my opinion, when students know how to manage their time, it can help the student don't feel any stress while studying. Stress is very dangerous to students because it can make student depression and commit suicide.
now that you explain it like that, I also agree that good time management is very important to all people, especially to a student, because I believe it can develop a better life in future in circumstances of work. I just want to say that if we as a student can manage our time while in the study, started from the school until to university life, I'm sure that after we all finish our study and find a job in the future, we all can manage our time very well. In my opinion, good time management is the most important way and also good habit that can really help students to perform well in their study. Is that clear, everyone?
That's good, candidate C. I really agree that it is a good habit to help students to show good performance in studies because students that have good time management can improve their attitude that they do in daily life. For example, when the student can use their time very well and not in a hurry when do anything, and also when they can complete the task without stress. In my opinion, with good time management, students are able to complete the task in a short time. As a result, the assignment given before the deadline.
Alright, we all agree that we should choose good time management is the best option because it can help students to manage time so that students won't feel stressed when making decisions while studying. It also can help students to avoid multitasking and start prioritizing important tasks to ensure students plan their time very wisely. However, we as a student should use the time efficiently so that we can complete the task on time. Does anyone have anything else to say? Otherwise, let's bring this discussion to a close. Thank you guys for your contribution to this discussion.